Happy Tuesday, everybody. If you hear the birds chirping in the background, it's a beautiful day. A little chilly out here, good spring morning. Today's call out day is this Chevy Cruze right here. This Chevy Cruze, we diagnosed it in the parking lot. That's how easy this was. The oil cooler is ruptured and mixing oil with the coolant, not coolant with the oil. The place this vehicle was just at informed the customer that the oil and coolant was mixing and then they needed a new engine for $6,000. This shop is a large shop in Marysville, a very large shop. They are, I don't know, I'll leave it at that. And they have been a repeat offender on here over and over and over again. So I won't mention names. I'm sure people are going to flame me for that, but more of you would flame me if I did mention names. So, a little Chevy Cruze needs an oil cooler and a coolant, like a couple coolant flushes ran through it. We use this stuff called Blue Devil engine coolant degreaser. It's for this specific application when antifreeze mixes with oil in the cooling system. So, this is very common on the 1.8s. The oil coolers are. We do them all the time on Cruzes, Aveos, Sparks, and Sonics, anything that has a 1.8 in it. So, probably not Sparks. I don't think Sparks ever got a 1.8. But, we do these all the time. So this shop quoted this customer and had them in panic mode for $6,000 for a used engine replacement. And we're going to quote them, I'm assuming probably right around $1,000. I don't know where the quote ended up at. It's like 2.5 hours coolant flush, 3.5 hours for the, probably about $1,000, a little over. So, and actually fix their car the way it needs to be fixed and get them back on the road. So here's your call out Tuesday. Little 1.8 Chevy Cruze, local shop. You got to watch, guys. I'm not saying this is the only place you can bring your cars, but you got to watch where you bring them because a lot of these places out here just don't know. And it's very grotesque and disappointing for me. So, and that's why we're here. We're not here to get rich. We're not here, to take advantage of everyone. I want to build long-lasting relationships with all my customers. I'm after the long dollar, not the short dollar, is what I tell everybody, right? So I'm here to build a very nice, successful business and give everybody somewhere they can trust to take their cars to instead of, places that fearmonger people because they're too ignorant to know what's actually going on. So I'm coming out here to adjust this hood on this Chevy truck, and then I'm waiting on some parts for the Z01 Camaro in there. We did the DSX fuel system one last night. I think I forgot to post about that. And then I gotta go make a house call. Customer has a top kick. Look, I got a top kick too. You guys seen the new top kick yet? I don't know. Check the top kick out, huh? Needs power washed and cleaned up and stuff, but we got her running. She sat for a few years. So working on getting the title for it and things like that. So, but yeah, nice and busy. Cars out there, cars in the front lot. No shortage of work around here, that's for sure. The schedule is starting to get a little backed up. So, usually I'm always telling everybody, hey, we look really busy, and we are, but we can get you really quick. I had to let a guy go, so we're down a guy. And I'm trying to pick up that slack, and that's a more difficult task than you think it would be. So far this morning, I've spent my whole entire morning filing unemployment taxes. So, that's my day, right? So, I appreciate all you guys and all of your business, and look forward to growing and meeting more of you and taking care of you and giving you a place you can trust. And you ain't got to worry about us telling you need a $6,000 engine when you need an engine oil cooler and a cooling system flush. So that's, we make sure we get it right and we don't screw the customer, because that's what would happen. This customer would put an engine in their car for no reason. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that engine. These engine oil coolers rupture and mix oil with the coolant all the time. That's it constantly. There is no coolant in the oil at all. It's the other way around. So, just like some other GM vehicles, we see the trans coolers rupture and mix mix antifreeze with the coolant. That's pretty cool. And the coolant with the antifreeze, or ATF with the coolant and coolant with the ATF. That's pretty sweet because it usually takes transmission out. So, not actually sweet, just, yeah. So, I appreciate all you guys. That's our Tuesday post. I would love to mention names. This shop's getting to the point where I might mention their name one day. So if they keep being an offender, it's an extremely popular, very large service center shop in Marysville. So we'll leave it at that. So we've had other issues with them. This one, we had one recently, not too long ago. We had them quote a customer of ours used to take their Civic over there for oil changes because they were cheaper, and they quoted them 16 or 18, 16, I think it's $1,600, $1,500-$1,600 for an oil pan replacement on their Honda Civic. So this is the last time we can pull the drain plug out. We're not going to do oil changes on it anymore. You need to take it to Walmart or somewhere where they can suck it through the dipstick. So she messaged me, said, hey, can you do that? I said, I have the equipment to do that. I don't like to do that. And I'm going to be honest with you, when it comes in, I'm pulling the plug out. And if something happens, I'll take care of it. Because, you know, we can put an oversized plug in it. We can tap it and helicoil it. We can repair the pan. It doesn't have to have a pan. And I quoted her a pan, and it was $586 through here. So $1,100 difference for an oil pan. Their labor rate's $50 more an hour than mine. They're at 163. I'm at 115. So not quite 50, but 48. I don't understand where the $1,100 difference came from. Clearly, it was in the part. You know, the aftermarket part's not $1,100 cheaper than the factory oil pan is. Get it here and don't even need an oil pan. It's already got an oversized plug in it, and the threads and everything are mint in it. I changed her oil, and she went down the road. It was fine. And we have many times since then. It hasn't been an issue. So I don't know, man. It's disappointing. It really is. There's a lot of crappy techs out here. And a lot of times, like, you know, in that case, it might not even be the facility. They're a very large facility with a lot of techs and a lot of service riders that are just normal people. They don't have automotive field experience. They don't have, you know, these things. They don't have that knowledge, you know. Unfortunately, a lot of service riders have no tech experience. They have no clue what they're talking about. So they just believe what the tech tells them, and then they move on. And a lot of these techs don't know what they're talking about either. A lot of these techs come from crappy schools. There's a lot of crappy schools around here that don't teach good stuff, or they don't teach the techs anything. Unfortunately, some of them are vocational schools. We see a lot of kids come out of a certain vocational school around here, and they're worse off than they would have been if they had just went to high school 4 years and came and worked at a shop and let somebody train them. So, unfortunately, there's a lot of that going around out here. I think this field has turned into a fake it till you make it type field. The car scene in general has really turned into that, and it's gotten pretty bad. So I'll quit ranting. I'm going to line this hood on this truck and get on with my day. I just want to stop on here and, you know, point something out here. We get them all the time, man. We get them all the time from other places. And I try to post them on here every time it happens. And especially this place just seems to be a repeat offender. They're constantly fear-mongering or over-upselling people. And I don't, you know, I think it's an incompetence. It's not intentional. I don't think they're intentionally trying to screw the customer and say, hey, you need an engine, when they know you don't need an engine. I think they just really think, since the oil and coolant's mixing in the cooling system, not in the crankcase, if there was antifreeze in the engine, I would not repair it personally. Antifreeze is very aggressive on engine bearings and tears stuff up really bad. So I would, if it had coolant in the oil, I would have done the same thing, but it doesn't. The oil looks brand new inside the motor. The oil is mixing into the cooling system, which is what happens when these oil coolers rupture. So I really just think it's incompetence. That's it. That's it. There's a lot of that out here in this field. A lot of incompetence. We have a car in here from another shop. They put $3,000 in it. Well, the customer had a mobile mechanic come out, which is fine. Not hating on mobile mechanics. Some of them are great. Most of them aren't. That's why they're so cheap, and they can come to your house because they just pull up in their Honda Civic or their minivan or their pickup truck and with a little box of tools and hack your car up real good, and then ends up coming over here to somebody else from fix it. So they slapped a set of Amazon injectors in this thing. Car still wasn't running right. They took it to another shop. The shop charged them over $2,000. I think it's $2,300 or something like that between two separate visits, 10 days apart, and eventually just said, here, take the car back. We give up. We don't know what to tell you. And they guaranteed them that one of the repairs would fix the car, and it didn't. So we're currently digging through that one, trying to figure out what's wrong with it. So it's dropping 2,000 psi fuel pressure. It's a direct injected Hyundai, and for no reason, you just drive it down the road. It's sitting here in the shop, run fine all day, rev it, runs great. Take it down the street, and it'll go straight to the supply pump pressure, which is 72 psi, and then it runs like shit. So we're currently trying to figure that guy out all the time, man. It's unfortunate. It really is. I don't want to seem like I'm trying to be some kind of hater. I'm trying to cut others down because I'm not. That's why I don't say their names. I'm not trying to cut them down. I'm just trying to let customers be aware, get a second opinion. Get a second opinion if somebody tells you some crazy shit. Or if somebody keeps throwing parts at your car and it's not fixing it, pull it. Pull it, because they don't know what they're talking about. If you keep taking your car back somewhere for the same repair, or if a shop keeps calling you and asking for more money and more parts to fix the same issue, and they give you some kind of shit where, well, we need to start with this and then go from there. Sometimes that's the case. Very rarely is there a start from here. If anyone ever tells you we need to start from here, you need to start questioning that immediately. And if they call you and they're having the exact same problem, and well, we need more parts now, you really need to reconsider picking a new place to go. So a lot of these places are incompetent. A lot of these places try to do a CYA policy, cover your ass policy, and say we need to start here. Yeah, you got a misfire. We need to start by just doing all 6 coil packs and the spark plugs. Yeah, no, 6 coil. You don't do all your coil packs at once on a coil and plug application. If somebody calls you and asks you to do all the spark plugs and all the coil packs, just pull it. Just pull it. The tow bill will be cheaper than you getting 14 phone calls from them or having to take it to somewhere else after they do all that, and then they call you back and say, hey, it's got cylinder 3 misfire because it has a clogged injector. And we just did all 6 coil packs at $85 a piece, plus the spark plugs, plus the labor to pull the plenum off so we get to the back 3 spark plugs and to back 3 spark plugs and coil packs. So, you gotta watch, guys. You gotta watch. You just gotta be careful. Spend your money wisely. Don't empty your bank account, rack up your credit cards because you're taking your car somewhere that doesn't know what they're doing. It sucks. So, appreciate you guys. NNF Performance, man, Knobs and family. You guys are all family to me. You help my family every day, and my techs' families, and all my employees' families, and we appreciate that dearly. So I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I look forward to meeting more of you and getting to do business with more of you. And I really appreciate everything. And sorry, I'm trying to multitask, and I am absolutely horrible at it. Yeah. Nothing better than the sound of an LS in the morning. I really appreciate all you guys, and there's our little Tuesday rant and post about the incompetence of other shops. So, thanks, guys. I appreciate you. You can't see me. There we go. And we'll see you next time. Have a great day.